obviously doing much better this afternoon.
Well, he's been able to get to the free throw line, and like I said, all of his attempts getting into that paint and really attacking the Bulldogs defense.
Sturtz, baseline feed, and then a quick move to Ferguson.
Hard to run actions against Drake. You really need to be able to penetrate it. It's what UIC had some luck with, also Murray in the 2 losses.
Nate Ferguson, who's a holdover from last year, and boy, is Texas, and a transfer from Midwestern State.
Going to get to a side ball screen and a high-low. Here a handoff for Sturtz, and he's lobbing it going left now. So he can do it going left.
Them up, you get that kind of action. There's a block shot by Drake's Howard. 11-point lead for the Bulldogs here.
The running Bulldogs, no, we'll back it out. They got the feeling good there for a while, though. You see just no panic. Most every team would have probably forced it.
He likes a hand in the face.
Down to 6 now for the Bears. Everything coming from the 3. What will the Bulldogs do here?
Ferguson, a returner from last year, goes left and banks it in. Nate Ferguson.
Huge play.
With 8 to lead the way for Drake. Pence takes it to the rack. Kinziger, the offensive rebound. It's taken away by Cale Combs.
It looked like there might have been some contact with Ferguson as Pence went to the rim. No call from the official. Both these teams playing physical on both ends.
Combs has been part of Drake's bench boost that they've gotten the last week and a half. 9 points against Evansville, 10 against Bradley. One type shot there as ISU get it back about 10 seconds if Drake takes the shot clock down to 0. Combs goes to work, dumps it off. Ferguson reverses.
Mascari pumped up. They've got a takeaway for the Bulldogs. Sturtz about 6'5", tall point guard, runs the show for Ben McCollum. Off ball, lob, Ferguson, big hammer. Yeah.
And I like that. Get a quick set. Drake has really been disrupted defensively, especially on dribble penetrations. Get that ball into the post and let your big man go to work.
Had a first double-figure score of the game tonight. He's got 10. Sturtz still on field goals. Nice roll, Ferguson to the basket. For
the separation. I'm going to try and pressure Sturtz a little bit more, and if he doesn't have the ball, face guard him so he can't get it back. I mean, literally 50% of Drake's offensive production coming from one person.
Ferguson over Pickett.
Bennett Sturtz with the ball in his hands.
Had already the 7th turnover thus far for Belmont, so a little bit of sloppy ball handling for one of the leading assisted turnover teams in the country.
Out to Abreu, dumps it off back to Ferguson, finishing through contact. A 17-point lead for the Bulldogs. Sturtz dumps it off. Ferguson underneath. Sturtz with 17 points, 4 of them here in the second half. Mascari a deep 3. Jackson an offensive rebound. And now Abreu, who's had a nice second half, dumps it off. Ferguson lays it in.
Mascari, Manuel, Ferguson, Jackson on the court for the Bulldogs along with Howard. The lob for Ferguson, the finish by Ferguson. Ambrose for Coach Lisa Bluter, and that was her first coaching job.
I did not know that.
I didn't think you did.
She ended up having a pretty good career for herself in the coaching ranks.
Yes, I guess she did, didn't she? Here's the drive by Ferguson. Almost lost it, got it back, puts it in.
And 12 off the bench from Isaiah Howard is this Drake group to be able to get a win.
Again, we talked about earlier, and we'll bring it up again, just a 9-player rotation. Nice speed that time.
In his size, using his length, able to put it in from about 7 feet.
Yeah, no fast break points tonight for the Fighting Bees.
And part of that is no turnovers for Drake, but Drake does such a good job getting back on defense, not allowing anything easy.
Isaiah Jackson with the pitch for Ferguson. He travels down the lane to score.
And when it's game time, but just boundless energy, always getting after his teammates.
And personality-wise,
yes.
just a delightful
yes.
guy. Very enthusiastic about everything.
Very comfortable with a microphone in his face, Very comfortable with the camera.
The one thing the interesting thing about him, one of those few college players who does not like to watch a lot of college basketball. Said give him a movie any day.
Interest watching the top teams in the country, but a lot of these guys, you grow up doing that since you're 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. Just part of the culture.
Abreu, a rare exception. Down the lane, Combs kicks it off for Ferguson. Nate's having a nice ball game, isn't he?
Roger Powell stressed this is a physical team. We have to be able to match their physicality.
Up by the lead up to 7. Drake has cut it down to 2. Here's Ferguson, and he scores. And when Sepp coming back in the game for Valpo to protect Ellis on this end, who has 2 fouls. It starts. Now Banks. Boy, great backdoor cut. Again, it's Ferguson.
5 fouls called thus far against the Eagles, who are from Statesboro, Georgia. They're members of the Sun Belt Conference, an enrollment of over 27,000. Jackson being shouted by Bradley Douglas. Finds Nate Ferguson. Ferguson to the rack to score.
Bogart has to hurry. That 3 goes begging right at the end of the shot clock. Up ahead. Nate Ferguson for 2. And it's a
do everything it can right now to cut that lead and to try to go in the half either up or tie.
Cleveland, State and Prairie, and Pack, all with 5 points, but that is the top scorer for the Miami Hurricanes. Here's a lob, and Nate Ferguson.
I think Drake took the time out. They missed some shots that they normally make. I think Coach just wants to calm them down and make sure they get good looks.
Here's another lob, and they get the same result. Hubert Davis and company as they get set to play in the Maui Invitational.
1 minute and a half.
So now a 5-point Drake lead with the basketball. Under a minute to go. Another lob. Could they do it again? Yes, they can.
Within a point with a minute left to play, and at St. Bonaventure, 3 minutes to go, or 8 minutes to go in the game. They were down by 3. So, yeah, they've come back, but have not been able to close the deal. And even Coach Chambers says part of that is their youth. Ferguson goes inside. He draws the foul, and he will go to the line.
Great awareness by Mitch Mascari on the backside to knock that one away. Looked like Kelman had an open opportunity off the catch, but Mascari knocking the ball away, forcing the turnover.
Both teams now with 7 turnovers as we near the 5-minute mark in the first half. Ferguson drives the lane and scores. No, just a walk, a nice dish that time, and Kelman scores again. It's Barno finding Kelman.
And I thought that was contact, too. I thought that should have been an and one for Kelman. Another nice find for Barno, putting a little pressure on Bennett Sturtz as he's going up the floor.
Florida Gulf Coast winless in 3 tries, but not going anywhere on the road tonight at Drake.
Good pass.
Ferguson able to convert on the nice pass, and he got 8 coming up with a rebound for Drake. Bulldogs tried to end an 11-0 Eagles run. And again, they're doing it with 2 of their starters on the bench in foul difficulty. Here's Jackson trying to go down the lane. Finds Ferguson. Ferguson finds the basket, and it's an and one. And Nate Ferguson.
Ferguson, I mean, 4 years in one program at one place, but a new look. Here we go. Look out.
He still can finish.
Elite athleticism vertically, getting up and down in a good run, one end to the other.
Bulldogs starting to gain a flow here. It's Mascari, Jackson, Sturts, Abreu, and Ferguson. Ferguson.
Great find.
Oh.
McCollum's offense.
Looking to drive it, leaks. And Ferguson with the board. Mascari. Now to Sturts, to Ferguson. The extra pass will pay off. Forward up and in.
Now good patience that time. Nwobi getting it on the interior. Didn't rush to get rid of it. Split the double team. Used his athleticism to get that right-handed jump hook over his left shoulder.
Now Ferguson battling and will finish with.
How
about the feed underneath and the finish by Garrett Johnson.
And another nice play from Parker that time. Saw him defense on one end, making a find there on the offensive side.
Ferguson with the finish.